Hopefully the go live button works. So good evening, everybody. Or good morning, depending where you are and what time it is. Hello, anyway. Hopefully we've managed to actually get it all working fine. Good evening, Ali. Thank you for coming and spending some time with me. Lazarus. That's the name of the bear, in case you're wondering. This is the title of tonight's video. Is we finally got a name, and it is Lazarus. But in a fit of his rage, he's broken some of the mushrooms on his base. So he's been a naughty boy, as Lazarus. Little shit, yeah. But he needs washing. Or he needs something. So I'm going to go with washes, as that's the best idea I can think of at the minute. That's going to get the desired effect. Hopefully toning it all in together. But I don't have a yellow wash. I don't have many paints, do I? I kind of just have what I have, and that's it. I don't go out buying many paints, although I will be talking about the stuff that I have or do intend to be buying. I know you're gonna wonder, you've already got this project and that. I know. And before I can start the actual other project that I want to be doing, that's not models and musings or the combat patrols, I need to do some proper planning, which doesn't sound right for me. So I'm worried. It's all going to go wrong. Not that everything I do goes right, but if I've got to plan it, I think it's going to go wrong. So I'm worried. But before we have to plan anything, and because I don't actually have a yellow wash, good evening, Lee and Twisted. Thank you both for coming to join me tonight. I hope you had a good day so far. Lee, that Metcalf build give me a bit of an idea on what I might need to do regarding projects I've just been talking about. Which poor Twisted gets bombarded with ideas and God knows what else regarding what I'm thinking about that project at any given time, which is always a bit weird. So instead of using a wash, I'm going to use a contrast paint or a speed paint, and I want to water it down a little bit. Cheat, essentially. So I'm going to use the Zealot Yellow, the one that I usually use for the Tyranids. And I'm going to hope I don't have to seal it in too much. Because if I have to seal it in loads because it's a dick and reactivates, I know I've sung his praises for that reason, but in this case, I don't bloody want it to. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully Twisted is feeling quite a bit better. Because I know he's not been feeling the best recently. So let's see if giving this some kind of yellow wash can help sort out some of the toning that's I've got going on this, because it's with all the layered paints, it doesn't quite go right. What on earth? How on earth have I got that? Where's that come from? I don't know, but I'm glad I got rid of it. Yeah, yes, as I was saying, so having all the layered paints up, it does show you each individual layer. So you do need something to tone it in a little bit together, something over the top, which is why you generally give it a wash. Usually it's the black or a brown wash, but in this case, because I don't want to lose the brightness of certain areas, I'm going for a yellow wash. But as it's also my first time ever doing this as a wash, it could completely unhook in my face and not work. So yeah, all this could be for naught, and I have to scrub it back down to plastic again and start again. Certainly don't want the bubbles, I know that much. Once I've done all this fur, then I can go in with the standard black washes and brown washes. But I want to see how the fur's coming off first. No point doing the black and brown washes. If the fur completely messes up, I'm going to have to scrub it back again anyway. Take a breather sometimes, man. You know you are allowed to. You don't have to paint 24 hours a day. I mean, if you think you really need to practice and you genuinely want to and you can, I can't stop you. But yeah, if you're ill, take some time off. Let the body recuperate a little bit. See, it's looking quite good at the moment while it's wet. Well, that's because it's wet. And it's giving off the wet, shiny thing, which is helping. It's not necessarily to make it more defined, it's more to make it all look like it's all one thing rather than layers. Some things may end up being more defined because of it, but that's just a byproduct to it. Pretty much everywhere where these fur are, well, I say skin. Anything that should be fleshy and not mechanical, except for his claw nails. Leave these claw nails alone. I quite like how I've managed to get them. I've managed to do another happy accident like I did with the Necron orb. Now for the back. I don't like holding him by the arms because I know that's where one of the join point is, one of the glue points. I don't like holding him like that. But sometimes you just need to. This would have been so much easier had I actually got it properly scaled. It wouldn't be as cool, but it would be a lot easier. Good evening, Jennifer. The right to arm bears. They've already made a film about that, I believe. Just don't let them get hold of certain bags and arms. We should be okay. Armed bears should be all right because the opposable thumb thing, they're too big. I don't think they'll be able to pull the trigger properly. Unless you're carrying melee weapons, in which case we might be screwed. Somebody's teaching bears how to use katanas and I'm not happy. Not that a bear really needs a katana. A bear with a maul or a sledgehammer might be a bit of a different thing. Jesus, I bet I could take a tree down with one of those things. Anyway, thank you for joining me, Jeffrey. How are you doing? Okay, so lots and lots and lots of yellow washy over Lavras. Hopefully that's going to bring the fur in line with, well, kind of, yeah, stopping it looking as layered. Well, I could probably do with doing the same across these claws, but it's not going to be as big of a difference because this is such a big difference in layers. I don't even think a bit of wash is going to help out there. Nah, Isaac. And I'm happy with his feet. Right. Easter's a... Yes, yeah. Once you've got claws like that, you don't really need a sword. Yeah, certainly don't need a sword if you've got 7-inch long claws. I need to move him out of the way for a moment. Wait, Lazarus, where you're going to sit, where you can stand on what will be a box of those hot down. Try not to fall off, please. He's just stood there at the moment, having a bit of a dry. So while he's drying, I know some of you will remember me showing you all them 35 little tiny creatures that I've now got. And I'm going to try to make a diorama for Sparkles for. I've never made a bloody diorama before. Good evening, Gibby. Good evening. I hope you paid attention to your food. If you're burning your food. That reminds me, I also need to send you some links out. Some funny videos for you to check out when you want to chill out for a bit. That reminds me. Thank you, Ali, for reminding me as well. Because, well, you're the one who told me about it in the first place. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I've never planned a diorama before. The weakest possible animal to suit up as a cyborg. It'd have to be some stupidly small rodent. Like one of them really, really small ones that fits on your thumb. Yeah, something that big. Can't have any kind of offense, so no sharp teeth or claws or anything. No venoms, so that rules out any frogs. Yeah, it'd probably be something like the grasshopper mouse. That'll do. Yeah, it's fast, fair enough, because he runs away, but that's all it can do. Damn it. Choking myself with the wire again. Right, I've put my piece of paper down somewhere, and I don't know where I've put it. Story of my life. Put something down. We can find it again. When I actually need it. Because I have been planning this out. And this is now because it's a 12 by 10. Oh, 12 by 10, so you can actually see. I'm having to plan out where everyone's going to bloody well stand. Which isn't fun. It is not fun because I don't want to have to draw the grid on this to have to then. So what I'll do is use one of these templates and eventually, so I can use it as a template of where that one goes there, that one goes there, that one's going there, that one's going there. So they're not they don't have to be as perfectly laid out on a grid. That way I'm not stuck to rigid placements, but I can have a slight overlap. So I could have one there, but then one there almost in a triangle. So and as each character comes in. Yeah, I can't remember how many squares I'm supposed to have and how big the bottom ground floor is because I'm supposed to be marking that out as well tonight. And I've lost my piece of paper. Good evening, Tom. Tom, da-dum, dum. Tom, da-dum, tom, tom. Sorry, mate. That's Ali's fault. Blame Ali. That's all Ali's fault. She started it. She did. She started it. She's also the one I'm going to blame for losing my piece of paper as well because, well, there's a great hunking piece of water between us, so she can't reach over and slap me for it. No, the paper is here. Well, kind of. That's one of the pieces of paper. This should be the other piece of paper. No, even though I've not got the headphones on anymore. Yeah, it should. And I've not finished translating over where everybody's going. Right, so that's the other piece of paper, which is more of a reference to that where I've not started, and that's the piece of paper where I've been designing. So, sneaky peek backstage pass thing always is on a Monday. Get to find out about things that are coming way, way, way in the future. Now, I should have at some point marked out how many models are roughly on each floor, and I can't remember where I've put that. I did work that out somewhere. Because there's only so many models on each floor, and because it's... Now, that's why I've also got sharp pencils. See, it knows it's her fault, and I can't be using that on there for little digging. Right. Wonderful world of processing things. So it is literally laid out in inches at the moment. So 3 inches up to about, you can't see because my head's in the way. So about there-ish, and then coming across is how I've designed it on there. So it's only about 3 1/4 by 3.5 inches, and then it kind of wiggles across as the bottom corner. But that was when I thought I only had 1 model to go in the water. It now turns out that I've got at least 3 models to go in the water. That means I'm going to have to expand that coastline quite a bit. Does mean, oh, and I found out that sparkles and ochre turtles as well, my goats. Fucking shells in the back and weird leaf things for there is. So that's another fun thing to find out. It does mean though that I can put the dock right into town and then have kind of a break from, it goes from the wood to the whatever's going to be the base floor section. A true scale mosaic. Yeah, some of the true scale stuff so it's ridiculous in fairness, oh Jeffrey. I don't know. That's not square base. That's just a piece of foam core. That's a building block. Square base. Does anything use square bases anymore? Does the old world even use square bases? I wasn't sure that they did. All right, I was back. Right. I've been sidetracked again. Here. Right. So I'm going to use. Oh no, there it is. So yeah, 3 on the very bottom level. And we're down here, which is the water level, which is now going to be longer and bigger. It's also going to have a dock section into it. So that means I need to actually put out the water section now because that's the first layer and it's actually underneath this layer. So I'm going to have to figure, now I'm going to have to convert up the water layer. This is going to be funny. Right, so 1, 2, 3.25 inches up. I'm not actually doing anything on the foam yet. I'm marking out on this first because, well, if I don't, I know I'm going to fuck up. 1, 2, 3.5 inches in is where that one finishes. And that's just a big leap up pretty much. And then there's a full inch up over the next inch. See that I'm useless at planning. My cat is falling out with me at the moment. We have to clean her feet every day 3 times. And it's her 2 front paws. So she's not happy with us at the moment. Because, well, essentially I have to pin her down. I have to get hold of her on the back, get her back paw so she doesn't kick out, and then hold whichever paw's not being cleaned. And she doesn't like that. Quite understandably, but still, She doesn't like that. So I might need to take that and then text it. Right. So I've got the rough idea for the coastline now. Yeah, so sorry, Alice. Did I say twisted? I meant Ali. I'm sorry. I'm medicated most of the time. I claim that as my excuse. And I'm sticking with it. Right, so the duck's gonna come through here. And it's gonna go 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. And it's got to go far enough back to give room for 2 full bases. That's fun. Okay, so it's because it's there. I'm kind of reading and looking at names. So because Twisted's name was just yeah. I've did lots of reasons why I fucking reading chat. Lots of reasons. The main reason is because I'm not actually paying attention the majority of the time because I'm looking down. I remember that one. So, right. Duck. For Sparkles and Oak to stand up. Which means they are going to be there. And then there. So I'm going to have to build a duck, cut 2 circles out of it. How the bloody Nora am I going to do that? Put some of that foam. I don't want to hold up that one. It's easy to see on that one. Put some of that foam on the bases, or do I just make the dock out of this stuff? And I can just use actual sticks for the uprights. I'm thinking I just actually make the dock out of this stuff. And then when I cut the circles out, it'll be a lot easier. Yeah. All right, so that's notes. Make a foam dock. That does say dock, by the way, for all you people who are thinking this the lights on it a bit weird. It says dock. So I've got to fit 3 on here. There. I remember where the camera is and where my face is as well. So in this water section, I've got to fit at least 3. And because they are going to be like a half an inch below, so they're going to be set below these main 2 anyway. I don't know what I'm doing. Ali, at what point did you think that I know what I'm doing? I never have a clue what I'm doing. Nope, not gonna forget. Right, so I know I need at least 3 water ones. It's 1. I don't want them too close to the shore, but if I put them, it would mean that one's got to go right at the front there, really. Which I'm not overly happy about. I may have to. No, I'm going to have to because I don't want them too close to the shore. Now, I do want to put, this is another reason why this is out. Because what I was I can't remember what I was doing. Yeah, literally. Oh yeah, I was talking to somebody. I think it was Blake actually. And while I was talking to Blake, I decided to see what happens if you paint a shell black and then this bright jade protocol. And I think that looks quite nice. So I'm going to be tempted to use that along the shoreline. But I might have to deliberately pick out small ones as opposed to big ones, just so that it's not taking up like real huge chunks and swaths of, although I may end up having to use both sizes just to fit it in and cover it. So depending where, right, that's better. So when I try it, it's going to eventually come. They're going to be partially submerged because there's going to be a big cutout, which is half an inch thick. So yeah, turn them into them. And that's going to be the shoreline, I hope. On the main city, I say the main city, on the main town, which is going to be this section, it's actually only a smallish section because after talking with Twisted, realizing trees have roots. So I've had to put root structures in. So I've got to figure out how to, make roots that are right for the actual thing and don't completely take over everything. So it's only two, one coming down this side and then one going across the back with the rock section and then the cutout tree section. The cutout tree section should be relatively simple. It's just flattish surfaces with fronts for people to live in. It should be simple. He says the roots where the shops are. So I'm not sure how I want to do that. But I know I've got to place certain things in certain places. So I do need, what is it? It's another 17 placements that don't take up a lot. Luckily, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, there's plenty of room for the placements to go. Because I already have some ideas going to be used, at least one bar. No, I need them bigger than that, Ali. It needs to be at least 2 inches. So at least 2 inches tall. And well, it's going to be sculpted into the ground, into the entire wall of what's going to be the next floor up. So when there's going to be a semicircle here, which is going to be the inside trunk of the actual tree, and then the roots themselves are going to come from down here and spread up into, level off at the 2-inch level about here, but still build round and come back down into here where the rocks are going to be. And then the next floor is going to build up into that, and then eventually into that, which is going to be sitting much higher. Yeah, drinking stock is way too thin. Way too thin. What I'm probably going to end up doing is using small boxes to roughly mark out where it's going to be. Maybe a thickish sheet of card just to give it a curve thing, and then probably polyfiller or something over the top just to texture it. Possibly big bundles of drinking straws, but then I'm going to have to. It might work. I shall put that in the how I'm going to do this. This is one of the methods. I'm still not figured out completely how I'm going to do it, but I will be using this for the general ground covering because it's quite nice. It's not big rocks. It's not small rocks. It's just the right size rocks, which is nice. Also, at the top of the mountain, which is going to be up in this top corner, will be, because there is a penguin, so I'm going to have to put snow. So I get to try the snow effects as well, which is, I'm looking forward to this one. This one looks like it could be fun, especially if I can if I can talk. That would help. Especially if I combine it with some of these smaller chunky rocks and some of the bigger rocks that I have. Yeah, I think that should be quite good fun. So the rock section is pretty sorted. It's the root section that I'm going to have trouble with. Now, as lava has dried out, because this is something I'm thinking about most days. So this isn't a set thing that I expected to finish tonight. I needed to do something while it dried. So Lazarus, have you dried? Yes, you have. And you have gone a bit more orangey. You've gone a bit more orangey. You've gone a bit shinier. I've not even done the blue shoulder pads yet, so I don't know how they're going to turn out. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some nice something, Evie, because I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to pull that one off. I'll figure it out somehow. It's just, instead of straws, I was more thinking like the inside tubes of like kitchen rolls and all aluminium foil. You get the tin foil. Them inside ones, and maybe some of those, and build them up. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to have a look. But first, I need to find my normal and my Agrax Earthshade. In fact, I need to find my Agrax Earthshade more than I need to find my normal. Now, is that my actual Agrax Earthshade, or is that the stupid one that I made up myself? If it's a stupid one I made up myself, then I don't want to touch it. No, that looks like Agrax Earthshade. Right, good. I need that because of all the pipes and the meltery gold stuff. And yeah, I also need normal oil. And I've only got a tiny little bit of that. And I mean a tiny little bit of that left. Luckily, it's only going to be a small section here. Mostly this gun section here. Yeah, the guns and his wrists are mostly going to be what's getting null oiled for now. No, actually, I'm not even going to touch null oil. I'm going to have to pick some null oil up. I do not have enough of it, and I need to work on his backpack before I use null oil on him. Screw up myself again with the. I don't actually know why I'm wearing these. Well, I do, but. That wasn't what I meant, Ali. But, that being said, you're a blooming genius. I wasn't thinking of doing it that way. I genuinely wasn't. I was thinking of just stealing the tube from the middle and then, again, polyfillering or something around the outside. But just crunching up the actual tinfoil around the outside is just so... That could work. Yeah, it wasn't what I was thinking, put it that way. So, yeah, I'll have to... That's all. I'd have to make sure Sparkles doesn't kill me for using a poly tinfoil. But that may work. Damn Games Workshop pots. Even when you try and sort them out, they're still broke. Sorry, yep. Whole point of doing this on camera is to get it on bloody camera. You see, I can't hide things like this, Ali, because well, Sparkles watches, and she's also sat directly behind me. So Sparkles hears. Nothing gets away. I can't even fight in a different house without her now. That's a joke. She's nowhere near that controlling. She's not controlling at all, but she's a lovely woman. And completely nuts, but then again, she's a woman, so can't really say much. That was me lost to any female viewers I had apart from Ali. Who hopefully is laughing along with everyone going, yeah, we're all bugging crazy. Because she knows that you all are. Look, if men are all stupid, then women are all crazy. So if you want one, you've got to accept the other. At least what, right, I'm lost now. At least what wasn't as narrow as what bases back in the 80s, because I remember some of the 80s bases, like the bloody mounted infantry, which was stupid slotted bases which just bent and snapped. I remember stupid slotted bases like them. Really, really daft bases. Which other bases? No, I can't deny that either. I've also said it live on stream, unless I do clever editing. I don't edit. So that ain't gonna happen either. Yeah, I have these conversations a lot with, and I'm sorry, Ali, but you're not winning this one. It was your idea. Tough shit. Own up to it. Be a grown up. Face facts. You had an idea, and now someone said it was a good one. Oh, Citadel paint pots. Yes, they're not as bad as they used to be in the 80s, but they're still frigging horrible. I don't like the new design either. I've never liked Citadel paint pots. But at one point, I didn't know anything other than Citadel existed, so it was okay. These are all right, but yeah, they're a bit naff when it comes to longevity. And then after a small hiatus of getting drunk and pissing on money at the wall and alcohol, I came back to the hobby and found out other brands of paints and other things. And that's where I now found Vallejo and that things, and found pipettes and dropper bottles, and it was a whole different ball game that from them. That pipe bottle, it was great. And shut the fucking shop that sold them. So then it was all online again. It wasn't good. I didn't like it. Wanted to force me online. I really didn't like it. But no, they don't, because now one of the shops in Manchester sells some paints. But still, if I want any pro acrylic, I've got to go online. Washing is always the fun stage of the model. Because you can't see actually if your work's done what you want it to until it fucking dries. Oh no, I should have had Reichland. Scheiße. Shit. I need Reichland flesh shade. I need Reichland flesh shade. I need something. And no, he's not a lobotomy. Or electroshock therapy for those of you who are thinking to be smart. Possibly should, but I haven't been set down for the treatment. So, what do I need? I need something absorbent. This t-shirt's on naft way out, so when I say naft way out, I mean this t-shirt's got holes in it, and it's older than at least 2 of my kids. So, yeah. Good evening, Buzz. How you doing, man? Yeah. I've now got 2 people to play stuff on. I play stuff on Buzz, and then I'm like, yay. I am blameless. Alright, I need a Reichland flesh shade to do the gold. Where on earth is the Reichland flesh shade? Am I? No, that's my homemade Agro shade that I need to bin. That's just bloody horrible stuff, that. That's the Arthonian camo shade. Oh, I do have another null oil. Awesome. There's the Reichland flesh shade. I don't know why I pulled the green out, because I don't actually need the green. So the gold bits need the Reichland flesh shade instead of the Agro shade. This is more of a red wash, which is why I didn't want to use it over the fur, because it would have just washed out all that yellow. And I really didn't want that to happen. And this is to make hopefully some stuff ping a little bit more. If I don't let it pull too much. In fact, I can see what that Reichland flesh shape will be like by doing it on the melt, I think. No, it's not too bad, actually. I'll probably have to come up with a little bit of white over it afterwards or something, just to help bring out the brightness. But it doesn't go too badly. Oh, and I think it was Twisted. I think it was you told me this. For any of my American viewers, if you are interested in that combat patrol that I've been reviewing, go up to SU-21 now. I think I've finished with Space Marines and Tyranids and have all them. It is now on its release way to you in the US. So I will ask Twisted to drop a link in the Discord, and anyone who's interested, go check it out if you want it. I mean, you don't have to. There's nothing saying you've got to go buy it just because I'm reviewing it. I'm reviewing it because I wish to. But it is not a bad way to get a small collection of little bits of armies if you don't know what you want and you're just looking for small skirmish games. So you're looking to play the combat patrol method. It's not a bad way at all to get enough for multiple people to play. Where did I put all the brushes? There they are. I can't remember how many combat patrols you get in total. There's a few though, because obviously you get the Space Marine, the Tyranid, the Eldar, the Chaos, but you also get the World Eaters as well, and the Arcs, and the Imperial Guard, and the Votan. What else do you get? I've got a feeling I'm missing one. Oh, Gene Stealer cults. Which I think is a rip that you'll get any Gene Stealers in the Gene Stealer cults. But that would make that issue or those issues really worth it for some people, because if you've bulked out on the Tyranids, Gene Stealers can be used in Tyranids. So yeah, I kind of get why they're not putting it in, but it's a shame because they're the namesake of the fucking army. You've got an entire army pretty much named after one iconic unit. And that unit is not in the combat patrol. And it's not even like it's a super uber powerful unit either. It's just a fucking Gene Stealer. He runs at things and he tries to eat them. Just a bigger version of one of the, I think it's Termagant or a Harmagant, whichever one it is, that just runs at you because it's got no shooting attack. Just a bigger version of them. It could at least give you one unit of them. You do get a nice truck though. And if you're not overly bothered about the Gene Stealers themselves, or the Gene Stealer cultists themselves, you can convert them into jackals from or cultists or pretty much any other form of human non-imperial troop that you would like to represent them as. Especially with what you'll be getting in the bloody box set. You get loads of chaos iconography. Fucking shitloads of it. You're going to have Khan coming out of the wazoo for weeks. Pun intended. Especially the last few weeks as well. That's when you get all the Khan. It's not too bad at the moment, Ali. The weather, it's calmed down. It's warmed up a little bit for the next couple of days, and then it's going to drop again. Looking at when they said that snowstorm might be coming over, it gets far enough so that it's no longer snow just before it hits me, and then turns into just pissing down rain. So I expect to get wet, very wet, over the coming week or so. Just, yeah, it's just going to rain and rain and rain, which is not good. All right, let that bit dry, let them bits dry, and we'll come back, and then I think I will normalize it because I found me no light. Oh no, you were about to nosedive off my desk. Then I know what you were about to do. You're not doing that. Thank you. Right, so while that dries, I'm hoping that was my son's tablet just falling off and not my son falling out of bed. It sounded more like a tablet. If I don't know about it, then I'm all right. So while I'm waiting for that, I try bring this back on. And oh yeah, I've got more models. So going back to Combat Patrol, because this is why I'm getting distracted, because I've got multiple things on that moment. So anyone who watched the last Combat Patrol issue will recognize this little person thing as the new Eldar Farseer HQ unit. I'm going to have 2 of these because I'm buying my friend's Eldar army, which does involve getting 3 special models. Now I'm going to have to make sure the kitty cat's there for one of the special models, and I've got to piece together the swirly bit for the other special model. But along with that, I'm getting another 9 bikes, 10 small Wraith constructs, 1 Wraith Lord, a Walker, 10 Guardians, 20 Dire Avengers, 10 Dark Reapers. Is that it? Oh, and the Farseer. So I'm getting, along with, and then on top of that, I'm getting what I'm getting with the Combat Patrol, which is another 6 bikes, another 5 Wraiths, another 10 Guardians. Oh yeah, 10 Guardians? Possibly. 10 Guardians in there. So yeah, another 10 Guardians. And another Wraith Lord. So I'm going to have over 2,000 point Eldar army soon. But none of it's going to be painted. Way. So I've got to design that as well. And decide what colour I'm doing Eldar. Because I never like doing the right colours. A Mystic Mandalore. It does kind of look like a Mystic Mandalore a little bit, doesn't it? But a little bit more ornate. With the rib cage, with the struts over the breastplate and the weird symbols, bangles, and that giant, I'm going to say it's a funny word, so get ready, and that giant flange on the back. It just, yeah, it's weird. Right, so back to these ones. I've got 17 to work out, and I've got to. Right. So how big's the actual back, and how big's the rocky bit? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then it's got to come out another half. And that's got to go 3 inches. 1, 2. So, sorry. So over here, we're going to have the start of the mountain. Now, on the bottom layer, we're actually going to have the pub. I'll bring your attention over to this one, which is a front view, kind of. So the pier is going to be here at the front. This is going to be the cut-out layer, and then that's going to be the base floor layer. Here, which is going to be there, is where the pub's going to be. That's where the 2 sharks are going to be stood as bouncers on either side, and Mr. Squiddly Widdly face that looks like David Jones from the Disney Pirates of the Caribbean stuff, or Cthulhu, if you actually want to go back and be correct about it. He's going to be the bartender. Because, yeah, why not? Cthulhu's a bartender. Okay. So that means he needs to have a bar to work at. So that means he goes there. He's got to have a bar. Bouncer 1. Bouncer 2. Good evening. How are you, Kirsty? You okay? You was up late the other night, weren't you? Well, this whole thing is probably, I'm supposed to be using it as therapy. It's not working. Well, it is, but it isn't. It's causing stresses as well as being all the stresses. Right, now going off my how many are on each layer. As I'm getting further towards the top, there is obviously less and less, but that's also dropping further towards the back as well. So in this section, even though it's going to be much higher up, there's still going to be another 5 that are going to have to fit in here. Now I did want to save an entire inch for the back, but knowing I don't have to anymore because I can just use a single sheet of foam core and paper the back, I'm not too bad about getting them. I don't have to worry about getting them too cluttered. So knowing these are all going to be on eventually different levels to each other. Those are going to be the 5 on the rocks. Why does it not surprise me that Kirsty was looking at cats? Kirsty, you're cat mad. You are cat mad. So the rocks need to work their way down this way. Pretty much all the way down to the... They've got to work their way all the way down to the root. So now I've got to figure out, I'm making sure I'm putting the root in the right places. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. One, two. 1, 2. Not perfect. It's not like I'm using a compass to get a perfect circle. And if anyone sat there going, "You're bloody close though," I've had practice. So 2, 2. I've had plenty of practice at essentially doing this very thing. So that doesn't leave me as much room as I thought now, because this is going to be a roof. This is going to be a unaccessible section when it comes to actually being people on it. This is going to have people on it because this is going to be where people's houses are, and these are also going to be people's houses, so this is going to have something on it. Now I've got to sketch in the, and this is where the problem arises, see, because now with the roots being approximately that big and now taking up this much section and this much room, do I make the roots, some particularly these ones at the front, as I said, the rocks have to go over the roots, but the root can, if I can, using blocks and essentially make a divot in, so it's at the 1/2 inch or the 1 inch scale, or 1 inch mark as opposed to the 2 inch mark, which would be a half floor. Would it work? And then I could put shops in. So if I was to put a 1 inch block in here, could I then put a model on there and then have customers outside? So that's another 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of the 19 already. So I'm going to get 11 more to fit on that ground layer, and then I can start looking at actually making that ground layer. That's 11 more. So somebody needs to be at the bar, ideally. And there needs to be another shop. Oh, there I was like the old. No, I was like the panda that's already on the stump. So I think it's panda, a red panda. It's already on a stump. There. I know I do have what I wish to be the blacksmith and his little sidekick, because he's going to have a familiar of some description. To be around here. With a customer. And somebody stood near him. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 6 more places. Oh, Carla, good evening. Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Hello. How are you doing? I've seen you for a long time. Long time. I hope you're doing well, and kids as well. 6 more to go. I don't want to overflow it. I don't want to because I've got such limited space on that section. I don't want to overfill it. Do I then start adding more into the mountain area? And put small caves. So I can put a cave in for the back, for instance. With the mountain area going like quite high up and there being a section. Yeah, then there's going to be a... You're a parent, Callum. You've got to be stressed. If you're not stressing, there's something wrong. See, now I've said I've only got 5 on this level. I think I can get more than 5 on that level. So I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I've got to get 6, which would mean 11 on this level. Is that even possible? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could possibly get away with it if I could fit 1 more down on the bottom level, and I'm not sure who it should be. But I do need to fit 1 more on the ground level. So that's shark. And that's shark. And that's Cthulhu. And then Sparkles and Unk. And then it's Water 1, Water 2, and Water Pets. Because one of the ones in the water is one of the little pets. Deep breaths, Carl. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Now grab the kid and throw it. That'll teach him. So I've got 16 out of the 19 laid out on the ground floor, roughly where I want them to do, and I think I can incorporate the other 3 into the housing area. I hope. So there's at least a start. And I've got an idea on where some of the placements are going to go now, so that's good. Let's go start doing other shit that I need to do. Right, come on, Burr. Let's have a look. Let's see how you've dried. That colour is going to be a diorama for the missus and 35 models that are going to be usable as D&D characters as well as being part of the diorama. Huge looking headache that I didn't realise was going to be a huge looking headache until after the fact. That's what that is. So don't worry, I will deal with it. Just realising what I clean up some of the metal. This, however, is Lazarus. And this is a big onion bear that wants to go nom 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 on everything that I want it to. And it's great. Because he's oversized and ridiculous. And that's just Warhammer 40k in a nutshell. Everything's oversized and ridiculous. Well, I have forgot I've not put any blue on him, which is kind of the main colour. Well, black's the main colour, but everything's got blue shoulder pads. Everything. The dreadnoughts, the librarians, the apothecaries, everything's got blue shoulder pads. Just to look around with those people that are going, you can't do that. Yeah, I can. It's my chapter. So in this case, I'm putting a nice big. So on this one, I'm going to do the outside bit. But on the other one, I'm going to do the inside bit. There is blue, if I was green, and yeah, I'm not going through the actual lyrics of that. But it's blue. Oh yeah, I forgot to take them off, can't I? Boom. Dick. Because I've only tapped them in place at the moment, I can remove them. So they're not in the way. So oh well. All that red and that nice big blue spot. And this is so I can keep it in theme with you, aren't we? I wouldn't mind building up a full force to go with him now. Just so I can have stone bears and stone dragons. Because I know I can get equivalents of bikes. Ah, crap. I just completely screwed up my own idea. And done it symmetrical. Oh well. This is what you get for not paying attention and thinking and doing stuff. Instead of not thinking and paying attention and doing things right. No, I've sidetracked the church because I remembered a few basic technique things when building the blocks that I should have remembered when building the church and didn't. So I'm going to have to go back to the church and redo a lot of it. Oh no! You son of a... I shall glue that back on afterwards. So yeah, I'm gonna have to revisit the church using different building techniques than what I was using to build it in the first place. Kind of the same thing that what happened with the hills. I started it, didn't think it through properly, and then had to come back to it. And go, right, okay. So now let's sort the fuck about. I'll paint these bits blue. Try not to knock the other bloody... do the tubey pipey thing off. Glue that back in fucking place. Well, fuck, shit. Wonder if I've technically got Tourette's. No, I don't think I have. I think I've got a foul mouth. Never mind. I don't think any of mine will be classified as a dick. I mean, there's probably plenty of people classify me as a dick, but I'm not a tick. Then again, I wouldn't really want to go for a test at the moment because I don't think they'll let me leave until I had something. And that's not what you want when you're going for a test, just to rule out things. Yeah, can you make sure I'm not mental, please? Oh, you're mental, all right. We're just not sure how much. And no, that's not how it works. Oh, some people have some weird stuff. Some people have some weird stuff. Don't go through mine. Can you go through mine? Don't go through mine. Mine bounces from bloody anime to wrestling to weird electronic things to religion to, yeah. Put it this way, there's going to be stuff on mine that you wouldn't expect to be on there, especially the religion stuff. But it's there. Okay, so there we go. Lazarus now has his nice big shoulder pads to blend in with the rest of his fellow stoners. Now, which one of you? It was you, wasn't it? You little son of a... Get you. I'm gonna get you. Was it you? Are you the one that's... You're the one that might actually still be able to work. Good. Something to put super glue on. I'm not too bothered about. There we go. So now I can just do this. Lots of cat videos on yours. That doesn't surprise me. I should imagine your entire YouTube consists of 40k and cat videos, Twisted. Just as most people automatically assume that mine pretty much consists of cat videos and anime. No, cat videos are 40k and anime. I'm not saying they're wrong in most of the cases, because there are quite a few 40k channels I'm subscribed to. And there's one or two anime recap channels I'm subscribed to. So they're not far wrong, in fairness. Ah, crap, that's all just gone completely fucking wrong now. Stay there. Not gonna let it bloody dry. And that's wiggling as well. No, it's not. Not wiggling no more. Let's blue tap these back on. So I like seeing it with pretty much as it's gonna have put on it. As I said, it's not getting the big thing put on, and I've not decided. I'm going to have to do something about those eyes, I think. Maybe not. But yeah, the shoulder pads are standing out quite well. That is good. But from the back, it is very plain. It is very plain. So this is where this comes in. What do I do with this? I wonder if that would work actually. Not wrong. Wrong. This is one of the few times where I should probably use a smaller brush, but I've not. Because I'm an idiot. And I just picked up the first brush to hands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint all the lines in between the triangles blue. Then I'm going to do the inside bronze and the outside black. Or the inside black and the outside bronze, I think. And that I hope will add some much needed colour to the back of the model. And this is only an idea that I'm trying out here while I'm no, Play-Doh wouldn't work because it takes too long to go hard and it's too brittle once it sets. Air drying clay could work, so I might give that a go just for the outer layer, but I need something just to bulk it out first. I don't want to do something that big fully with air drying clay because it'll just make it heavy. And although I don't intend for it to move very much, if it ever does move, I don't want it to be in a position where it's heavy enough for somebody to misjudge its weight and drop it and then break it. And adding a very thick layer of air drying clay to the bottom will do just that. Considering the rest is going to be foam, really. Foam or card. I realize I've got neither the bronze nor the black on the wet palette because this was not planned for tonight at all. Although tonight wasn't fully planned in any entirety anyway. I just knew I needed to get some washes done on the bear. So just a quick, so blue around there and then bronze around the outsides, which will include the teeth bits, and then black around the middle. And then, yeah, I'm going to do I want to try that, and then I want to try going over it with the jade afterwards. But I shall leave that again for another time, I think. Lavarus is doing well. I'm glad about Lavarus now. I'm getting better. I'm getting further on with the plan for the new project. That will be getting its own time. If you, hopefully, when I actually start doing things properly, will get its own time. So it's not just taking up all my time here. As I finish the bear, I will be moving on to the rest of the Space Marines that I've sorely been lacking in doing, such as the 2 chaplains, librarian. I've got all the Terminator captains to be converting again. So I've got lots to be doing for the Space Marine side. Then I've also got the Tyrannies to catch up on to finish off all them. I might even do them before I go on to the Space Marines. But we've got lots of 40k stuff to continue doing on the models and musings. Combat patrols will be on Wednesdays as normal. But I'm going to try and find out an actual night to do this other project because it is a big project and it does need its own time and it needs to be dedicated to it. So that's going to be a nice, fun thing to try and figure out. So for now, while I'm thinking about how I'm actually going to finish this bear off properly, because I really need to get my airbrush out and it's going to be too wet, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I may end up just doing other smaller projects until I can get my airbrush out. That's going to be fun. Oh, great. Oh, but we'll persevere. We'll get through it, and we'll continue making sure that we have time to hobby, make sure we make time to do the hobby and get our hobby done, and otherwise we'll never get anything done. And it'll just sit there and build up and build up and build up. And we need to spend time for us just to get a little for ourselves. That's why we do hobbies. So thank you for everybody coming to join me tonight. EB, Ali, Twisted, Beaky, Kirsty, Jeffrey. Who else did it? Thomas, Tom. How can I forget Tom? Tom, you turned up. Lee, of course. Or Lay, because you can still call me Lars. He's Lars, you bloody. Anyway, Lay, thank you for coming in. I'm going to call this that done for this evening. Yeah. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to call the stream here for that reason. And I don't know what to do next on him because I really want to work on his base so I can see where I want the model to actually go. Which means I need dry weather. Yeah. Anyway,